sorry if you can hear cars, but it's rush hour, but I need to film this now because I've just finished the final season of 13 Reasons Why. From the start of the series, like, season 1 was amazing. It tackled a lot of bad things going on in the world, or in teenagers' worlds. In season 2, I fully clocked out after episode 3. I watched a review video on YouTube and I skipped right until the end of the to the season. I watched the last episode of that season because it just became a joke. It just didn't feel like another season needed to happen. Season 3 came out and I was just like, this again. But it really drew me back in. The message that all monsters are people really broke me, because at the time I was dealing with my own monster and I had to realise that he was also just a person, and that people do shit things, but it doesn't mean they're shit people. And now I've just finished season 4, which is the final season. They made a point, like, that it was the final season. I think it was the most perfect ending to the series as well. A lot of my predictions actually happened. I messaged my sister, and I'm sure she can verify this, that I messaged her and we were discussing who was terrorising the group, and I was like, it's either Winston, Clay or Monty's sister. And I was right, it was Clay. It was kind of obvious that it wasn't really anyone else, because it was literally directing you to everyone else but Clay. I also have been saying since season 2, no, I've been saying since season 3 that Hannah's just felt forgotten, and she's been mentioned more in this season than she ever has, bar season 1. And a bit of season 2. Shh. We don't remember season 2. We don't watch season 2. Season 2 was shit. But she got, as I assume she got a page in the yearbook, because Alex, no, I always get this wrong. The not gay one. We'll just go with the not gay one. I've literally been watching this show for the past 24 hours and I still can't remember all their names, so sue me. But yeah, the guy who does Tyler, he was showing Monty's sister the pictures he wanted to go in the yearbook, and you see a picture of Hannah and I was just like, oh, it's heartbreaking. And then I expected to see like her ghost at the prom, but why not? Like, don't diminish what was happening at the prom. The prom, just this whole season was like boom. And then in the final episode, Clay's talking to the ghost of Justin. It's been a long day. He's talking to the ghost of Justin. He's talking to the ghost of Justin, and he's just like, who is it? Like, who started all this? And he's like, Hannah Baker. And then he looks over at the other bleachers and he sees Hannah, and he goes to walk over to her, and I was literally like screaming at the screen, like, play the fucking song! And then some fucking bitch ruined the moment and snapped him out of it, and I was just like, this cunt needs to die. Kill her off next. Make a season 5 just so she dies. And then Clay gets the tapes sent to him from Hannah's mum, and as a group, everyone who was mentioned on the tapes, bar Bryce, because reasons. I mean, Bryce was there in Jessica's head. So, everyone mentioned on the tapes was there, and they buried them together as like a final, this is it, it's over. And I bloody love it. I'm so glad that it ended there, and it was just such a perfect ending, and I'm so glad that we got to see Hannah and everyone just stop being so dramatic. I know a lot of shit went on, but I'm just glad that it's just stopped. And with what's going on in the world right now, I'm so glad that they tackled some of the shit that they did. The kids stood up against the head teacher because he was doing them more harm than good, and they stood up and they protested, and the teacher was just like, we will remove you by force from the school if you do not leave the school now. And they were like, no, this is our school, you can't tell us what to do. They stood up for themselves, and I'm so glad that they did. Just with everything going on, I'm even within the first 2 minutes of the first episode, the woman speaking at, spoiler alert, Justin's funeral, she says something. I'm gonna put it here because I can't remember. So it's,
and we are doing too little to make change. And we must ask not only how we can make change, but what we have done to shape their world this way. How are we responsible? What burdens are we placing on our young people? What tools are we keeping from them? How did we get here?
and what she said really spoke to me, and it really moved me inside, and it actually really upset me because of what's going on. And I just realised that no one is actually listening to the young people of today. And politicians and everything will come out and say, oh yes, we're doing all we can to make you people safe, we're doing everything we can to protect you all. But that's bullshit, because if it was true, nothing bad would happen. I know I'm speaking from an idealistic world where no harm will come to anyone, but why does that have to be idealistic? That'd be a perfect world for a reason. So yeah, I really liked the finale season of 13 Reasons Why. And I'm glad it happened. And I'm also glad they released it when they did. Like, the timing, impeccable. So yeah,